This here is my video describing my process while I fish. So I get to the water and I had a certain fly on. It's called a golden demon, and it looks something like this with dime for scale. And it's got a little bit of flash underneath to try to stimulate the fish. And I used this for a little bit, and I wasn't getting any hits. I wasn't getting any action on it. And I saw the fish rising all around, so I decided that it was a good time to change flies. And I switched to something called a heron fly, in this case an olive heron fly. And I went with one of the smaller ones because I knew that the fish in the water were relatively small and they wouldn't take something that was a lot bigger than that. So after I switched to the heron fly, I cast it out and watch the left hand side of your screen here. It just barely ends up on the screen. I start to strip the fly back and the fish is just going to smack the fly. Really nice take, a really vicious take, and very exciting as a fisherman. Here's a little up close of the fish. You know, not the brightest colors, but still a nice, pretty, stocked fish. So now I have a fly that I know that works, and I've just caught a fish on in a place in the water where I know that they're a fish, and I'm going to cast it back out here. I'm going to strip it back the same way, and I'm not going to get anything. There's a couple minutes of clip here, but essentially this is a big part of fishing, is being on the water and knowing that there are fish there and knowing you have a fly that should work and it doesn't. So trial and error, trying to change something, trying to do something a little bit different, whether it be placement or how fast you're stripping it or what have you. And then I decide that it's a good time to change flies again, because this one isn't working. And I notice that there's a little tiny bug on the water, so I choose this really tiny Adams fly, which is a great general imitation for small bugs like this. So I get my fly back out on the water here, and I cast right out into the middle. And a fish bubbles at my fly, and I miss it. I don't set the hook fast enough, so I cast my fly right back out there as fast as I can, and the fish just grabs at it. This was a nice take, especially because I had seen the ripple before and cast right back to it. Not the greatest image of the fish, but you can see that there's a fish here. I did get it. So I get the fish back into the water, and I cast here to the right hand side of this tree where I see some rises. And then on the left hand portion of your screen, you'll see a little ripple. And I decide that I'm going to cast right to the ripple. So I lift my fly and I get it as close to that ripple as I can. I leave it there for a second, and the fish bubbles at it, and I set it not too early to pull it out of its mouth, but not too late so we can spit it back out. And actually here, this fish ends up beating me. It actually comes off the hook at the end, and as you can see, I'm not too happy about it. So I cast right back out in the middle of the water, and then I see this ripple on the left-hand portion of the screen here. And it's not a very good cast, but I get the fly where I want it. The fish bubbles, and I'm able to set it right in that Goldilocks spot there. Not too early, not too late. And this fish fights pretty well. I'll just let you watch. Really pretty little fish here.